Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to another video of I'm talking about Tekken, because it is quite the strange entity right now, which just walked by my screen. I'm playing a very unsettling and suspenseful game at this moment, because that is what Tekken 8 is in general. And I have 15 points, literally 15 points I wanted to address at this very moment of things that has happened in Tekken since launch, dude. First off, God, we have heat in general. Now, heat has always been something that I did not enjoy, because, you know, it feels like a very Street Fighter sort of thing. You know, you got Tekken with bar and all that. That doesn't exactly emulate Tekken to me. It emulates sort of 2D fighter, and that doesn't really resonate with a person like me, you know, a person that has played Tekken for all these years. It doesn't speak Tekken to me, okay? Then you have the inability to move due to the strong, oppressive moves in Tekken 8. You know, in Season 1, you had moves that are way too damn strong. Of course, now it's gotten even worse, but in Season 1, you've had choice characters that sort of ran the scene with just nonsense that just too damn strong, okay? And you got your favorites that won't get adjusted because they are indeed the favorite. You know, favoritism is a running theme as well. Okay? Then, these are in no particular order, by the way. Then you have Murray saying the N-word. This is due to someone saying Buff Kazuya N-word, and then the Tekken team proceeding to do so, which is absolute madness, right? You tried to have yourself a serious game, but then you have an offline event, offline tournament sort of thing, and then you have this guy that just says Buff Kazuya N-word, and then you go ahead and do that because you feel intimidated. That's very strange. Very strange. Oh God. That is very strange. Ugh. Getting the shakes. Ugh. Anyway, I'm gonna continue on without getting too freaked out. Terrible prowess matchmaking. Now, we all know matchmaking is in the state that it is right now, but back then it was based off of prowess, which is not good, okay? Because you, most of the time, will get matched up, or won't even get matched up. Sometimes you'll be sitting there in the lobby, in queue, for a very long time, not being able to match up with someone because your prowess is a certain number, and you'll either get someone who's way too low. Basically, that's what would happen. You'd get people that are too low, and you can't get the points that you want, or you won't find anyone. So they tried to change that, but you know how that goes. Oh shit, I can tell. Oh, look at that. Cool. Oh, what? So, moving on. The Tekken store. Controversial thing, huh? Me personally, I found it kind of funny. Because Tekken having a store, this is the first time this has ever happened. Tekken has never had some sort of store before. So them just doing that felt very inorganic in a sense, and then the fact of the matter is they implemented it after they had good reviews for the game in the first half, which feels odd when you think about it. It's like they had the store in the background, and if they were to get good standings for the game, then they would release the store, which is freaking odd. But I don't really care about that too much. Not anymore. We have bigger fish here that need to be frying. So moving on. Cheaters. Man, in a game in Tekken 8, where almost the entire cast can just cook you for like looking at them wrong, it still confuses me that there are people cheating in Tekken 8. It doesn't make sense for people to cheat in a game where characters can just destroy you and just lock you down. My first experience with the cheater was against a Nina. Yeah, you've heard it right. A Nina. Okay. A character that is essentially just string cheese, and a person cheating with that person, that character. It really rubbed me the wrong way. I was very upset. I was playing Azucena, of course, and when you come across something like that, you want something to be done about it. But the Tekken team have yet to say something or even do anything about the damn cheaters. But instead, we're getting new moves for characters that nobody asked for, nobody needed, and so here we are. That leads me to the next point, which is, oh god, opening the damn door in the wrong direction, which is the DLC being way too strong. The DLC are way too strong, dude. Every DLC character that has come out so far, which is 4, and then you got Anna, of course. So Eddie has come out strong. Install stance. Brain dead. Moves. You can just hit 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, and then that's the game. You got Lydia, who was already a boring ass character from Tekken 7. Her design was cool, but she was in fact boring to me. Stance, install, lockdown hard too. Plus frames out the yin yang, dude. Who else? Well, you got Leroy, but he was in base roster. But Tekken 8 kind of helps him the way he fights. Who else? Clive, what the hell? Final Fantasy in a Tekken game just feels like you got brain damage. What were you thinking, including a character like Clive in a fighting game like Tekken? It's kind of like what they did with the Noctis. Like, why did you implement this character that has nothing to do with like fighting in the traditional sense? It makes no sense to me. But I digress. Okay. Who else? Who else got released? I haven't cared about Tekken 8 in so long. I'm trying to remember. It kind of feels ridiculous. Another character they've implemented, stance install. So basically every character that they have released in Tekken 8 has stance, install, heavy lockdown nonsense, and so have you. That is the theme. And then you have Anna, which is the queen of all that nonsense. She's out here doing all that. And with that, she has a bug, a Mokujin bug, where she can steal moves and then do them. Now, when you think about it, dude, does that really sound like a bug, or does that sound intentional in a way? Because I don't see how you can have a character like her be able to do something like that without some sort of intention. Okay, Anna never stolen moves before. You know, she always just used to just wail in your face. That's her whole design. 50-50 and string. That's it. That's all she is. High risk, high reward type of deal. Very annoying. So it's very tough for me to believe that her being a Mokujin was not some sort of intentional in any sense. You can't have me believe that. You can't, because there's no way, right? Season 2 in general, it was such a horrible thing, because everybody wanted season 2 to be good, right? They wanted it to save Tekken 8 from season 1, and it turns out that it was even worse. It was even worse. It could have been a lot better. Don't mind the graininess of this. This is how it's supposed to look. But yeah, it just killed a lot of people's drive to play the game, because things are just absolutely terrible. Commentators getting cooked. Whoa! What? Oh! Ooh! That spooked me a little bit. What the hell was that about? Jesus Christ. Commentators getting cooked and all that jazz. Shit. Damn. It kind of felt like that to some people. Just a beast coming out of nowhere, just apprehending your face. Anywho, oh shit, bro, what the Alright, listen, I'm gonna turn this off. Hey, getting a little too spooky for my taste. I'm gonna just continue to talk without playing this, because my heart is just gonna explode. Damn. Back then, you've had players that competed and were rejected because of region. I remember that. You have things like that, and going forward, it really makes you just not want to believe in the team, because goddamn, you've done too many strange things that make people question what the hell are you really about. And people like me, you lose interest, and over time that turns into just straight disconnect from the entire thing, which a lot of us have been doing, by the way, and started playing other things. Dude, people getting blocked on Twitter by Murray as well. Like, come on, man. Like, you can't tell me that wasn't strange. Like, even people that were like misplaced stuff, people like her getting blocked even when they were trying to say good things about the game. You just have too many strange things. And now you have Harada apparently on Twitter now saying that the Tekken Season 2 team got cooked and the original members are back. There's just so much happening in Tekken 8 that it just feels like a social media app. It just feels like Twitter. It just feels like Reddit. It just feels, because everybody's coming out with videos talking about this weird stuff that's going on and not really doing too much of the playing. It's literally some sort of newspaper that you just pick up and it's just like, oh, this is happening. Oh, let me try again next week for the next issue of what the hell's going on in this fighting game that I used to love. It's very strange. And and people even playing Tekken can't even find folks in rank match anymore. So I've heard, right? You will sit there in queue for like many minutes on end, maybe like 30. Even you can't even find one person. So the game altogether is cooked as hell. I don't know if bringing the original team is going to help in any sort of way, honestly, but me personally, look, if these guys do fix the game, I'll consider giving it a try again. But seeing as things how they are right now, no, I would not go back to it. You have people that are still playing that are in cope level 3000, which that is fine, to each their own, right? But those types of people can't sit there and say, okay, well, the game's fine. No, it's not. It's not. And I don't think it'll ever be, okay? Because you have stages and characters coming out in a broken game. That's not good. But yeah, this was just a little ramble. I haven't talked about Tekken in a little bit. I have a Tekken 7 tournament that I'm going to be hosting very soon, this week. So I'm pretty excited about that. So that's what I'm looking forward to these days. Not really Tekken 8 stuff because it's literally a journalist's entry at this point, and people playing it, I'm pretty sure they're feeling the heat on their backs doing so. It's I guess much more entertaining talking about it than actually playing it. Well, we'll see what happens next on Tekken Weekly, but I'll see you in that tournament very soon. Thank you guys.